Do you call Eminem because he's coming as well?
Oh,
now this I'm excited about. Eminem is an absolute legend.
Yeah, I mean, to see him on stage would be cool, even if you're not a huge fan, but because, like, yeah, he's an icon.
Banksy's pieces have been popping up all over the big L town.
Theory is that it could actually be the endangered Palestinian mountain gazelle.
So it definitely felt like he's kind of like building to something, and now everybody's trying to attach a meaning to the work.
Britney Spears, there's a lot of interest in her story and even particular details of that story.
Yeah, she's young. She's still in her 40s, early 40s max, right? So there's still a lot more life to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it, Britney. Just stop the talks. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about a big old school act that's coming to the UAE.
We're going to be trying to uncode the meaning behind some of the animal artworks by Banksy in London.
And the movie rights have sold for Britney Spears' biopic. Super exciting.
Or have they?
Or have they? Yeah.
I'm Inaz Rafai, and this is Culture Bites coming to you from the National News.
I'm Farah Andrews.
And I'm Manjalal.
Welcome back.
Thanks. It was a nice holiday in London.
You've been out of here for a little while.
I know, but it was needed. Rejuvenated, had a little bit of break from the summer heat, and now I'm back again to hear all about what's going on here in the UAE because it's gearing up again, right?
It is, yeah. But just quickly, Rose on the Thorn, is that what they say? Or Peach in the Pit or whatever, you know, of your trip.
Oh, just seeing my nephew for the first time.
Oh,
Do
that's
you remember
nice.
how I said I was really excited to see him? And then probably saying goodbyes. Goodbyes are always difficult when you're an expat, right? You have to say goodbyes all the time. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
You are back. And as you said, the season, I mean, it's still August, technically early August, I think. Are we still calling it early August? But we're amping up.
Yeah.
We have not had a quiet summer, and it has not been a quiet summer for announcements. There was a big one last week.
Yes, I know, because you text me straight away. And I was like, I'm on holiday. I don't want to think about anything right now.
I was like, this is extracurricular. Do you want to come to the Backstreet Boys with me? And I don't understand how it wasn't buy me a ticket.
So
have you bought a ticket?
I haven't bought a ticket. I will buy a ticket. I'm
They
sorry.
will sell out quick.
Yeah.
They will?
Yeah, I'm sure. Last time they sold out really quickly.
In 6 hours.
Okay, so they're playing at the Etihad Arena.
23rd of October.
23rd of October. It's just over a year since their last performance in AD. I feel like I've been living here for almost 2 years now, and this is the second time they've been.
Yeah, it was maybe last May that they were here because I was on holiday, so I couldn't go. And yeah, they're frequent flyers over here. They've also played in Saudi Arabia recently in the last few years.
I did see a bit of a documentary about them recently on Netflix.
Yeah,
but
I've heard of it.
yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It's really interesting, like watching boy bands, because I think they both came from the same kind of company or manager as NSYNC. But what's your favorite Backstreet Boys song?
Oh, for sure. I Want It That Way. It's a classic.
Yeah,
Good one.
that is a classic. I Went That Way or Backstreet's Back. I mean, it's
Backstreet's Back.
Backstreet's Back was but that was their breakthrough hit, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Were you Backstreet Boys or NSYNC as
interesting.
a lover of this particular genre of American cheese pop?
Cheesy pop. I don't think. I'm sorry.
Or were you neither?
I was kind of neither. Like, I think when I was growing up, I definitely liked the Spice Girls and All Saints and kind of like English female pop icons. But
Sugar
I never,
Babes.
Sugar Babes. I never really
They're
got
having a comeback as well.
having a big comeback.
Which iteration?
The original
Original
three,
girls.
they're back together. They did a live concert on YouTube. It was really good.
Yeah, and they were at Glastonbury and they got a massive...
People do love them.
They are really good. They've got some great songs. So yeah, we've got them coming back. And there's other acts that are coming back to the UAE as well in the pipeline.
And they're all from that same kind of era, the 90s
Guys, it's
era.
because, 90s noughties revival is it. I've been asking for this feature from, let's air some grievances. I've been the noughties and 90s, 90s we know is back. It's been here for a while, grunge. But noughties revival is a real thing. Like films at the moment, every film kind of harks back to the noughties, which is like nostalgic and like cute and warm for us.
Yeah.
But it's also, I mean, terrifying. It's given me like night terrors to think that that's nostalgia now because in my head that's present tense.
It was like what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Not 25 years ago.
Shh.
20.
Shh. Man, no one needs to hear that. Literally, no one needs to hear that. But I remember when we watched like Saltburn, that was like a big hit over Christmas. And that catapulted an old favorite of mine, which is Sophie Ellis-Bextor.
Oh, yes. Amazing.
Yeah,
She's
really
coming
good song.
back.
And she is coming to the OE. So that I'm quite excited about. So if you texted me about that, probably we should go.
I have some, this is maybe, I don't know how, this is a bit industry, but quite fun. I heard, and I don't believe I'm telling lies here, that Sophie Ellis-Bextor was booked to come and perform at Pizza Express. And then everything happened with Saltburn. This is in Dubai.
Wow.
So this is allegedly booked to perform at Pizza Express. Everything's like kicked off with Saltburn. Like Murder on the Dance Floor has been like back up in the charts. And so then she allegedly quietly stepped away from the Pizza Express gig and has got herself a confirmed Dubai Opera gig. And I love it as a trajectory.
I love a hustler. Naughty's hustler.
But I would have also loved watching her with a slice of pizza. I will not lie.
Yeah, she's got great style as well. I'll probably go to see her outfit changes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys follow her on Instagram? She's really great.
Yeah, she's good on Instagram.
She's always singing in the
I feel like
kitchen
during
and
COVID,
Yes.
during lockdown, she was
She
very
had a moment,
good.
yeah.
She had her kitchen discos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some other bands and performers that are coming that were big in the 90s and 2000s include Enrique Iglesias. Do we have any fans?
Yes, he's great. I mean, it's not about fans. It's like he was part of the era and everybody knows his music. You cannot not know an Enrique Iglesias song.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah, my dad likes Enrique Iglesias.
My dad likes him and the dad,
See?
Julio Iglesias.
Dads,
Because
yeah.
he was the
The original.
Enrique.
I saw Enrique in Dubai with my mum. We went for a lovely dinner at La Petite Maison and then went to see Enrique Iglesias. This was probably about 10 years ago. What a great night out for myself and my mother.
It's like, yeah.
Maybe I'll recreate it.
It's the kind of concert you'd go, with a parent because it's nothing crazy is going to happen with Enrique Iglesias. You're in safe hands. with
Yeah.
Enrique.
He likes to bring people up on stage. So there's a lot, like some female attention there.
Huh?
It does tend to be female.
But it will be me and my barber.
On stage?
Who knows? Enrique, if you're listening. And then there's Maroon 5 as well that are coming on the 6th of December.
That's
Are
for
they
the
naughty?
Abu Dhabi
Are they-
Grand Prix.
Are they nostalgic?
They're
Aren't they still-
100% nostalgic and
Oh, they are?
100% naughties.
Yeah, I get, because they are, because they, Songs About Jane definitely came out when I was at school.
Okay.
I quote them all the time when my friends are feeling a bit depressed.
Oh.
I always say, it's not always rainbows and butterflies, it's compromise.
How profound.
Yeah, exactly. Who wouldn't quote Maroon 5 to their friends that are going through
Do
relationship
you quote
problems?
Eminem because he's coming as well?
Oh,
Now, this
lovely.
I'm excited about. So, I'm not even... Has this sold out? Because I've been out of the UAE and I'm really worried this might
Again,
have already
it's
sold
Grand Prix,
out.
no?
It's Grand Prix, yeah.
You have to get yourself a ticket to go watch the racing action, my lady.
It's in Abu Dhabi.
Yes?
I cannot... Eminem is an absolute legend.
Yeah, I mean, to
Probably-
see him on stage would be cool, even if you're not a huge fan, but because, he's an icon.
He's an
I
icon.
saw him in Abu Dhabi 2 years ago, maybe?
He did?
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Maybe it was before COVID. Goodness gracious
It must
me.
have been.
Time be flying if it was. I've seen him in Abu Dhabi since I've worked at the National.
Amazing.
So that's within a 5-year window.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. He's probably, I think, he's often hailed as one of the best rappers of our generation, if not the best. So definitely go and see him.
And I like him because he's never doing interviews, never talking. We don't know what he thinks. It's just the music,
Yeah.
It's just the music. He says a lot in his music, though.
I was going to say, there's a lot of
messaging.
messaging there.
Yes, there is. And then also Green Day.
Yeah, finally, some more nostalgia. Green Day.
So yeah,
Were you a
any
fan?
emo fans? A lot of my friends were.
Yeah,
No.
they towards the end of my school career, they definitely became my my avenue of interest. American Idiot was big, wasn't
Yeah, that was a huge song. Yeah, again, my Bob liked that song too.
it? Sorry, did your dad actually write the the programming for the UAE's concerts for the coming few months?
He could have.
But actually, I have to say that it's a very wide, different genres of all kinds of music. We have the emo,
definitely.
the rap, the pop, the super pop. So it's something for everyone.
Pop, super pop.
Super pop, yeah.
I think that just shows that they really do put a lot of thought into the acts that they bring over here.
Yeah.
And they do make sure that it's really varied. So there's always something for someone.
And also, I think this generation of people who grew up on this music are the ones who are now have the time and the money to go to lots
Yeah.
of concerts. They're at the time in their lives where, they want to spend money on these nostalgic things. So that's kind of cool.
Something else has been happening in London while I was there.
Did you encounter?
I did not encounter. Banksy's pieces have been popping up all over the big L town.
He has. He's been on a bit of a graffitiing spree across the city.
Yeah, and it's kind of caused
Not
a
the
lot
first
of
time.
It's not the first time.
It is the first time it's been this frenzied, though.
Yes, in lots of different places. Usually it's one place and it's everyone knows it. Yeah.
It's definitely from. I mean, I'm not a. I can't do a complete back catalogue of all of Banksy's works, but to my memory, there's not been a kind of like more than week-long spree of an artwork every day popping up.
So it definitely felt like he's kind of like building to something, and now everybody's trying to attach a meaning to the work. Because if you look at all the pieces, they're all different animals in positions all across London. Some have already been stolen.
The wolf on the satellite dish has already been stolen, but people are saying that it could potentially have been like a stunt.
Yeah, my instinct is stunt there because there's so many photos of it being stolen.
Yeah, and like
but people are probably there,
photos.
Right, to look at it. Like you would have been.
I think
there.
It screams set up.
Yeah, it gives me setup vibes, and that was my favorite one as well.
That was my favorite one.
Wolf.
The wolf one.
It was like a moon
because the satellite looks like a moon, and he's
Should we do a quick run through of what the different works are? So there's the first one that popped up was the mountain goat. Then we had 2 elephants kind of reaching out of windows, 3 cheeky little monkeys hanging off of a bridge, the wolf that you guys have mentioned, 2 pelicans on a fish and chip shop.
This sounds like a children's book that you're
I'm really enjoying
us.
myself. A stretching cat on a billboard, which I believe is gone already.
Yeah.
It's either been billboarded over or removed.
Yeah, because I think it was a construction-ish site.
Then we had a shoal of piranhas on a police box. That's the most colourful and intricate of the works. The rest of them are all silhouettes. That one's different. Then there's a rhino climbing on top of a car. And then, so we're recording this on a Tuesday, and there's been a different one every day. And today's one has already been...
Oh, I didn't realize there was one today.
Would you like me to tell you about it?
Yay!
Because I have seen it. It's outside of London Zoo, which is very on the nose. And it's a gorilla lifting a blanket, and the coming out of it is a seal, some birds, a butterfly, and then there's some eyes in the dark under the blanket.
Oh, interesting.
Do we think it's been building to that? Do we think this is the conclusion that's taking us all to London Zoo? Is this a Banksy London Zoo collab? What is happening?
What is happening?
Because people putting a lot of theories on what each animal means, and some of them are really interesting.
The most interesting one for me is the first one.
The gazelle goat?
Is it a gazelle? Is it a goat? Have you read this?
I thought it was definitely a goat, but tell me what the theory is.
There's a school of thought that we've written about. Our colleague Razmig has written about it. He's the person who opened my eyes to this. So people are saying it's a goat or a mountain goat, but the theory is that it could actually be the endangered Palestinian mountain gazelle. There's about 6,000 Palestinian gazelles left. And obviously we know that Banksy is a very vocal proponent of the Palestinian people, and he has addressed issues in Gaza and the West Bank through his work and literally in those locations. Yeah. So as a kind of interpretation that to describe the work, it's the goat is kind of on a very, very thin ledge, and then there are paintings of rocks tumbling down. And then there's a CCTV camera pointing at the rocks, not the goat. So the kind of interpretation is that it all represents the kind of very small space that Gaza is on the planet, and the kind of very precarious position that the people in Gaza are in. And obviously the debris represents the debris. And then the camera can be interpreted kind of as the world kind of very passively watching Israel's attacks in Gaza. That's an interpretation of that particular work, which
I didn't know also is the goat is the official symbol or animal for Palestine. I didn't know that.
The gazelle, yeah. I believe so. I think it's the national animal of Palestine.
Wow. So it makes sense if that's it.
Well, I feel like this has all been building up though, because now we've got the piece in London Zoo. Perhaps it's all these animals, like the escape or something. It feels like a bit of an escape.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, another, our colleague Razmig, another thing he wrote is it's a potential like wake up call for people, like with the elephants and their trunks touching. It's kind of like back to the idiom of the elephant in the room, there's lots of conversations we need to be having. And then the 3 monkeys that are sort of like jumping around or climbing. It's the same idea of the monkey see, monkey do, and the whole like 3 monkeys you don't hear, you don't see, you don't speak.
No, speak,
yeah.
no, hear, no, evil.
So he's always very good at taking these things that we recognize and then like flipping them around to make like a statement. I actually thought maybe it's something to do with like animals stampeding through the city because we don't usually see animals, and to like sort of create a ruckus. And so when you said the zoo thing, I'm wondering if maybe it's to do with that as well.
Well, it's really interesting. I know he's been using his Instagram page to, first of all, to say, oh, this was me.
Yeah.
So that's how we all know that it's definitely his work. But I'm wondering whether he'll use his Instagram page to say, okay, this is what it means as well.
Yeah, because sometimes he offers like some commentary on the pieces. He's very elusive. We know that about Banksy. Like, we aren't meant to know exactly who he is, as everything about who he is unconfirmed. But all of the posts that have gone up on Instagram have had no, on his part, no caption, and they haven't even been geotagged. So all of the comments are open on all of them. So there is a lot of conversation in each of the posts, kind of about, oh, what does this one mean? What does this one mean? It's interesting.
I think that's sorry, go on.
No. I was just going to say it's really sparking like kind of that kind of artistic debate, which is amazing.
I think that's the
point. Yeah, I think that's the point of him. Like, I think it's the conversation is part of the work. He wants people to talk and discuss and debate and see what it's about, and make their own conclusions of it, which is clever. I just wish there was like 4 other Banksys around, you know, like doing stuff like this around the world, because Banksy's great, but I think if there were more people that had that same gravitas, you'd have more different artists and voices speaking about things. Because sometimes I feel like, God, he must feel a lot of pressure doing all of this and being the only voice. Like, whenever you ask anybody who's a famous artist, aside from saying Da Vinci or Picasso, they'll say Banksy, right? Like, he's probably the most well-known street artist now. So I feel like it would be cool if there was more.
I think there's a lot of people trying to do it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people trying to like break that threshold and become like another Banksy in the world of street art. My other half's from Bristol, which is where Banksy's from, and there's a lot of street art that goes on around there. Sean Sepper's like one of our friends, and he does a lot of things like that. Like Think Local was one of his pieces that was like plastered above a Tesco's, because they wanted more people to buy from like local shops. Tesco's is like a supermarket brand in the UK. So I think there's other people that want to do what Banksy does, but maybe they just don't hit they haven't hit the market in the same way.
Yeah.
He's also been doing it for a very, very long time. He hasn't just like popped up like this week with these like zoo of works. Like, and he's been in Palestine. So he has did you ever read about the Waldorf Hotel?
Of course,
which is currently closed. It closed in October. It's amazing. So it's kind of like the most profound of messaging. Like, you can come and stay in this hotel. You'll be in Palestine. It's in Bethlehem, I think. And you're staying in a hotel filled with Banksy works. You can a night stay there is not or was not cheap because you're staying in a Banksy hotel. But this like everywhere in the hotel is the kind of messaging of like where you are and your kind of proximity to the wall and the segregation and what you're looking at and what you're around. And it's powerful.
And even when he did the Disney fairy tale
Dismal Land.
Dismal Land. The thing is that what's great about Banksy is that you just visually, you know him. Like, the minute you see it, you'll know it's Banksy. And that takes years to refine that kind of visual language. So it's cool.
So it's really cool. Yeah. So if you are in London, try and catch the pieces before they disappear, because that's the beautiful thing about street art, especially Banksy's work, is that they do just disappear.
Britney Spears. I don't know if me and Farah have. I don't know if you've read the book.
Not yet. It's on my to-do list.
Okay, listen to it. Michelle Williams does the audio. Yeah.
Oh, great.
So I'm confused because she tweeted, excited to share with my fans that I've been working on a secret project with #MarkPlatt. He's always made my favorite movies. Stay tuned. And so a lot of people have taken that as confirmation, that a form of confirmation that her book has been sold. The movie rights have been sold, but it has or it hasn't?
I hadn't seen it completely confirmed.
Yes.
It might have been at this stage. It's just that
there's a lot of talk.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about it.
I think it is...
Whispers.
Pardon?
Whispers.
But it also makes sense
100%.
as a... first of all, how do you say Biopic.
Biopic?
Do you say it the same way?
Yeah, probably. Biopic.
Because some people say biopic. And I think biopic is American and biopic is English, but I say biopic.
Biopic sounds a bit scientific to me.
Biopic, I would say sounds quite scientific. It sounds like a medical procedure.
But yeah, that's what I mean.
Biopic.
I would say biopic.
I say biopic, yeah.
Biopic.
Yeah. It's very confusing.
God, now it's one of those things now I'm going to be saying
it and
you're like, I don't actually know how I said it. This morning you woke up knowing how to say it, but now you've got no idea.
Is it scone or scone?
Bars or vase?
Scone like gone. Scone like gone.
It's definitely scone.
You
Scone.
say scone?
No, I don't. I just think it's
scone
funny.
like go. We digress. Britney's life has certainly been a fascinating one. And there have been, I guess for her, there's been so many versions of her story that has been told for her or have been told for her, right? Like podcasts and documentaries that have not had her team's kind of official backing. And then even when her story was officially her story, it was still kind of controlled by her dad. And so through The Woman in Me, which was her autobiography that was released last October, she kind of got her chance to tell her story. And
it sold 2.5 million, which is crazy copies.
Wow.
Yeah. And it became like a meme. I mean, not became a meme, but parts of the book, passages of the book, as read by Michelle Williams, ended up causing a huge frenzy online, particularly the passages that to do with Justin Timberlake and their relationship and how he was back then with other like musicians and how he'd speak to them. So there's a lot of interest in her story and even particular details of that story.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And you've seen the ripple effect that that's had on Justin Timberlake already. Because he's not favored anymore in the public eye.
There's also been a lot of talk about who will play who. And I've seen a few that I think are really interesting. So I'll share them with you.
Yeah.
Oh, I do like casting.
Who should play who? So, Sydney, I forget her surname. Sydney Sweeney for Britney. Which I can see it fully. Millie Bob
Brown.
Yeah, as Jamie Lynn Spears.
That makes sense.
But I feel she would do a good Britney as well.
I don't know about that one, but I could maybe get on board.
Yeah. Sandra Bullock as Britney's mom. I can see that. Alec Baldwin as Britney's dad.
Lynn Spears would be flattered to have Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, what a compliment. And Alec Baldwin as Britney Spears' dad. Yeah. That just seems to make
Jamie
sense
Spears.
to me. Yeah. And Dove Cameron, do you guys know Dove Cameron? As Christina Aguilera.
Okay.
Which I thought was interesting.
Who's Dove Cameron?
She is like a Gen Z TikTok, became famous, and then now is an actress. That's fun. Like an Addison Rae type.
Who are we casting as Justin Timberlake?
I don't know these young kiddos, but they're like some guy with curly hair. They had a name that they were thinking, he'd be really great. I don't know. I can't think of anybody who would be a good.
I mean, we could perm anyone.
You could perm anyone. I can't think of anyone that would do a good Justin Timberlake. I feel like it's a very specific look and vibe.
Well, basically, at the moment we've got Chalamet transforming himself into Bob Dylan, and I probably wouldn't have said he makes sense as Bob Dylan, but now seeing photos of him in character, they kind of do work. So we could maybe have a Chalamet.
Yes,
give
actually,
him a little blonde tight curl.
Yes, you're right. Actually, that's a really good call. He would do a good JT. But do you guys usually watch these? I'm watching this.
I'm watching this. Yeah.
But I think there are too many of them. Like, I feel like also it's an easy way for actors to be like, this is how I'm getting my Oscar. I'm just gonna like pretend to be someone, Like we had Austin Butler as Elvis. The year before we had
Amy Winehouse.
Yes, the Amy Winehouse. That looks terrible. So I don't know. I feel like it's
don't hold back.
Don't hold back, man.
I feel like it's sometimes it's a bit. Is it overdone? Is it too soon to say her story on film? Do you think?
So that was what I was going to say. Obviously, we know that Britney's life has been very, very full to date. A lot has happened, but she's young. She's still in her 40s, early 40s max, right? So there's still a lot more life to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it, Britney. Just stop the talks.
Yeah, unless she's getting a big paycheck and she wants it, then go.
She wants that money.
Yeah, you want the money. So, also
make bank, Britney, make bank.
Yeah,
and especially now she's controlling it herself.
What's her name? Blake Lively, who's been doing the premiere, like the press tour for the Colleen Hoover book.
It Ends With Us.
It Ends With Us. She showed up on the red carpet wearing a dress that Britney Spears wore, for some red carpet event. It's a very like well-known Britney dress. And she got asked on the red carpet, this looks like Britney's dress. And she's like, it actually was Britney Spears' dress. And so people think that she's trying to kind of like tell the world, like, I should play Britney through this kind of channeling, which I don't think would be a good choice. And I don't think Blake Lively would be a good Britney. I don't feel that it's a match.
This is really mean, but I think she's like, Blake Lively is like my age. I feel like you need someone a bit younger to play those Britney years.
I think maybe Blake Lively plays like present tense Britney, but she's not going to play Hit Me One More Time Britney.
And you need a good actress. I mean,
hey.
I love Blake.
No, Blake and Ryan Reynolds play themselves, I feel, which is not a bad thing.
Don't disagree with that.
You need to be able to, who is this? It's Britney, I don't feel like they have enough of that.
When you said it's Britney, I was about to say something else. We can't say that on the podcast.
That's what my brain automatically does.
Everyone think it though. Yeah. Everyone thought it, right? Okay, good.
We're in sync.
Shall we chat about our recommendations this week?
Recommendations.
I love it because we all have different things. Yeah.
Welcome back. Let's start with you, Inas.
Yay.
What are you recommending?
So I was on a plane last night, as we all know, and I watched Roadhouse, a film which is starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Was it very, very good? And
it's just basically about like an ex-UFC fighter who gets hired to be a bouncer, bodyguard kind of dude for this kind of like a restaurant bar on the wrong side of town. And he kind of like cleans up and, kind of terrorizes all the thugs and brings it back to the lovely owner. But it's really fun. It's got like some surprise guest appearances.
What you just described did not sound fun.
Yeah, like
it's a romper minute.
I forget that you guys are like Britney Spears and Backstreet Boys, and I'm a little bit more action, film, and hip hop. Okay,
you get it. You're the edgy one.
In my snakeskin dress. I'm not cool. I just like action films and sci-fi, maybe a bit more.
Yeah, it's allowed. It's just I wasn't really saying that it doesn't sound good. I was just saying that you just said it's like fighting and violence. You're like, it's so fun.
No, there are quite a good fight scenes in it. Conor McGregor's in it, which is a guest appearance.
He doesn't scream actor.
No, he doesn't. Does he act in it?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
Yes. Does he take the Blake Lively approach and play himself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is he playing himself? Yeah.
Is it great? Yes. So that's good fun. And I think Post Malone is also in it. I swear I saw him.
I enjoyed Post Malone.
Hazy. Yeah. So a really good film, really fun, action-packed. So if you haven't seen it and you're thinking about something to watch, give it a go.
And it suits the small screen.
Suits a small screen.
Lovely. People can watch it at home. For me, I am going back in time. We spoke about Jacqueline Wilson and the fact that she's bringing back her girls series of books with Think Again, which kind of revisits the characters from that series as adults. And I am very excited about that. It's coming out in September, so next month. And so to prepare, I have downloaded the whole Girls in Love series to re-listen to them in audiobook because I had an abundance of Audible
points or whatever.
Credits.
Yeah.
Left over because I'm not as good as at using them as I should be. And so I've been re-listening to them. And
who's doing the audio? Is anyone famous or
not that I can think?
Okay.
I don't know, not recognizably, but I'm probably wrong. I'm going to find out. It's like
Rosamund
Helen Mirren. And it's lovely. It's like super nostalgic. Hey, nostalgia, 90s, 2000s nostalgia. And it really is like taking me back to my childhood because these were books. They came out in 1997. So I was reading them when I was like a little thing. And I have really enjoyed going back and re-listening to them.
I love an audiobook.
Comfortable.
Recommendation.
What's yours?
My recommendation is very not on brand for me. So it's a restaurant. Yeah.
Stop.
You went out and you ate in an establishment. So all my friends kept talking about this place, Soul Kitchen in Dubai in Business Bay. It's a like Latin fusion restaurant. And it has really nice vibes, really great. It's a kind of place where you order lots of like, not tapas, but lots for the whole table.
Like a sharing concept.
It's a sharing concept. And it was really yummy food, nice vibes. And then like at, 11:15 or 11:30, the lights go dim and it becomes like a uns place.
I thought you could say the lights go on. I was like, I love it.
Home time.
Literally. So at happened 11:15. I think they call it an Irish exit, and I just like left. But yeah, before it gets very unsy, it's really great food. It's a nice place. They have very long tables. So if you have like lots of friends and you want to have like a good catch up after the summer, this is why I went. Everyone had come back from vacation and we got together. It's a nice place to do that. And if you want to have a boogie, you can after. If you want to be like me and go home, you can do that too.
Favorite dish?
They had this really yummy vegetarian thing with like pasta, like what do you call the lasagna pasta sheets?
Yeah.
So but then like on top all this vegetarian stuff. I wasn't ordering, I was just eating.
So like a nice kind of vegetarian lasagna
yes.
vibe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So try the vegetarian pasta dish.
Yes.
Whereabouts is Soul Kitchen, man?
It's in Business Bay. It's on the ground level. It's Business Bay.
In Dubai.
In Dubai, yes, in Dubai.
In Dubai.
Nice.
Well, thank you everybody for listening to today's episode of Culture Bites.
And if you like this episode, please follow and subscribe on your favorite podcasting app.
And don't forget to tell all your friends and family and follow us on social media.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.